Welcome back and welcome new viewers. I have a whole setup here in my sewing machine station, and I am going to be using Simplicity 4700 in pink gingham in reference to the latest Barbie movie. So I have a series of items that I already cut and in different gingham size and in fabric, I would say. I have the fabrics and the patterns cut right here. So I'm going to give it just a few more, maybe half a minute to let other new viewers join, and we will get started. So just hang in there. And I am about to come and get started. So we're getting ready. So I have the pants cut out, as you see right here, and I'm using this one right here. And I cut the top of this one right here, so I'm going to combine the pants with the turtleneck top. I also cut this in a t-shirt knit type of material, so I'm going to be combining a couple of items, not necessarily follow the design. So I'm going to keep an eye. Let's see how hot it is in here. So it's 80 degrees. I do have the fan on low because it gets terribly noisy. It's a new fan. And I'm going to move my Barbie to the side. She's the one that's going to be doing the modeling, and this one's the one that's going to be dressed up. So I'm not putting it here. So I just wanted to have her there for the picture take. And these are other takes, other pieces from the other designs. So I am looking for my turtleneck top. So I have two pants cut out and two tops cut out. And here is my turtleneck. So let's get started. This is going to be very interesting, to say the least. So since it is pretty hot, I have my coffee here ready to save the day. So I'll be taking a couple of sips every now and then. So let's get started with the pants first. I went ahead and outlined it in my steno notebook, so I don't have to be using the vintage tissue. And I cut this piece here. That's going to be for this little very cute like type of a hat. And for your information, that's 3.5 of the circular and 2.5 for the bow. I haven't cut the bow part. And if we are looking at the pants and you forgot or you don't know which one is the front and the back, all you have to do, if you can't tell over here, this is the front because it's smaller. All you have to do is fold the pattern in half, and you're going to see which one is smaller and which one is the bigger one. The one with the bigger cutout is the back. So this is the front. I'm going to start with the front, and I just realized that my threading is a mess, so please excuse me for not even realizing that. So it was a terrible mess, all tangled up in there. And usually what happens at night, I put a material on top to help the sewing machine and not have too much dust. This fan, I need to clean it. It is older, and it is releasing little particles of dust because I noticed it on my computer keyboard. It wasn't there before, so I have to do a common denominator of where it came from. So here we go. I am making the stitch tighter, and we are ready to go. And these pants are going to have elastic on the waistband. So yeah, look at that. It's kind of like gathered, so it's a little bit too tight in here. And it usually does it with lightweight material, like right there. So I'm going to do a tiny little hem so that when I do the elastic in there, it's going to look nice and clean. And it would be a great idea to pin it or to baste it, but all I have to do is just get the beginning in and we are good to go. And I will fold this out, and there goes my fan. And I'm going to be doing the same on the bottom. Well, actually, I'm using the bottom of the fabric, so it has its own type of, I would say, hem. Let's try this on Barbie and see if it's going to be too long. And the way we try this out is push the crotch in, because that's going to give us an indicator of where we're at. And we're a little bit there, so all I have to do is, it's going to be good because I still need to fold this down for the elastic, and that's going to make that smaller. So since we're going to be using this hem, I am going to get me some elastic and do the elastic already. So let me see, where did I put it, because I moved everything. Let's see here. I think you hear me fussing around here. And that is the last thing, and I didn't think about it. So I'm gonna be moving my things here. Okay, I found it. Oh goodness, yes, I moved it in a different spot. So this elastic, I have it in a bolt. I have 2 bolts. This elastic is not as stretchy as the other one. When I bought it, that's my cat jumping around, finding new territory. There was a video, a live stream I did, and I think it was for the red coat, and they got into an area and they literally came down with a stack of my things. So that's why I am video shy now. So what I'm doing here, and I'm going to give you a different take of this, is I still have it attached to the bolt. And since it's not great, it does stretch, but not as great as the other one, I'm going to try to do a casing. And right now I pulled it. So just in case, there, did you see that? I just pulled it some more. So one of the things that I notice is that when I'm focused, I literally hold my breath as if breathing is going to mess things up. So that's a funny thing that I started noticing, especially with videos. So here is our casing. Looks super cute. And this is the back part where I was saying, where I did that little sew. Now it looks like a very nice casing. So since the elastic is so tiny and so bulky, the best thing to do, if you sew it from the top, it's going to end up like this, lopsided because of the girth. So what I do is I make sure that it's attached and I sew it from the bottom up. And you'll see here the sewing. So I want to make sure I get really tight in there. So cotton is messy, and there we go. We have a really good connection here, and it is safe to take these little tips out. And now continue with the pants. So the other good thing, a practice to have, is I'm out of pins. Don't know, like I mentioned, I moved everything, so I'm using my needles here. So connect the hem on the bottom and then just adjust it at the crotch. And that is the best thing to do when you are doing the pants, because there is going to be a difference here. And the name of the game is to have this even and just sew it on through. My pins are being occupied by my pattern as so I don't want to lose that. So this is a little bit of a discomfort, you know, just temporarily. Oh my goodness, I lost my thread again. I must be on retrograde. I know that we are in retrograde, but I don't know when it ends. So just being extra careful. It really did take a long time to cut all the pieces to make the pattern, because I outlined them in, oops, I'm telling you, I outlined them in paper. I may keep them in a plastic bag just to redo this. And I think I will do that. Just have the pattern handy. The pattern that I used for the Barbie. So now I am adjusting here at the top, and we are good to go. I'm going to hold the thread here because right now, since it's light cotton, it started to gather up, and this is helping me and to avoid it. After I do the live stream, I am going to get my serger machine and sew it, or if you're okay with it, I can go ahead and do it right now and show you what it looks like. I did fix the thread on the serger. I did have a little not accident, but it did, I just don't know what happened. Let me see if I can get the thread here. So let's cut this and get the serger in it so that you can see how nice and clean it looks. So since we're a little bit off over here, I'm going to trim it and then just get the serger in. And I do need a new blade, so part of me saving the sharpness is not having to use it. So let's do the serger now. And look how nice and clean this looks. This is the inside, nice and clean and crisp. So now I'm going to turn this inside out and put it on Barbie. I put my finger in there because it's going to be easy enough to go ahead and put this through. And I am using the tiny scale gingham for the pants, and just get a whole beautiful series of not necessarily copying the already fashion, because Mattel is already selling the fashion, so it's very beautiful. But my take is doing more of a wardrobe, different wardrobe for Barbie. And what better than using the actual pattern, so that this helps to have an extended fashion for Barbie in gingham and a tutorial with Simplicity 4700. And these are skinny pants. I love skinny pants. Totally 1950s, totally 1960s. And I like to call them the Mary Tyler Moore pants because they're so skinny. So since the pants are ready, I'm going to put them on Ponytail Barbie, because ultimately she's going to be using it. Give me a second, okay? I'll be right back. Sorry about that. So, here we are. Oh, and they came out perfect. Look at that. Really nice skinny pants. So now, we just got finished doing these pants. And the next thing to do is I'm going to be doing that blouse in pink. And this is the pattern. Okay, so this is the back. I was looking at the pattern, and this is the front. Both sides have these darts along the side. So I'm going to do just one. I cut two. And let me get, as you can see, I cut two. And the turtleneck. So I'm going to put the turtleneck here in the back. I will keep the pattern handy because it needs darts along the side. So the way I do the darts is I do one side and then do the other. So having the pattern here, I'm going to fold it. So basically we're looking at 1/4 of an inch, and get the top, which is right here. And you can pin it. I will need a pin for this. So I am going to be stealing. I'll be stealing from the, oops, I wasn't supposed to do that because I just dropped it. Okay, there. I thought I had it cut. So I'm just going to start from there. get my dog in a second. I left her outside. And right where you see the pattern here, you can put it alongside, or you can put it alongside here like this. And you can see where you need to go a little bit in. You can always mark it or use your finger like so. And then by looking at the pattern, after we went there, we're going to go straight down. And I am going slow as if I have beginners here. And I do think I do have beginners. So that's why we're going slow here. So then after did that, we're just going to go straight down. And here is the look of the darts. And I'm just full of interruptions today. Just give me a second. That was my little Maltese, my little precious. They are babies and they know it. So next, what we're going to do is just put it alongside with the pattern. And you can see how it's perfectly cut. Going to do the same, fold it, and start sewing. So I fold it to get the correct folding in here. So I am now going to be using the other one as my sample of where to start. And go in right around there. And then just go straight down. And there's our beautiful top. And this right here is made by going inside. You see that? This is made by going inside the middle and then going straight. So let's take a look at the effect of that. Very, very pretty, very beautiful, and it's giving a very pretty flare. So now for the second one, or the back, I should say. So here is my fabric. Want to make sure that I am doing the inside. So this is the outside, so we're going to be sewing from the inside. So putting it alongside, I can see here where the folding is, and you can, once we do a folding, you're going to be able to see it. So it's right there. So since we're doing the inside, we can do it like this. It's just fold it, just like I did, and then start the sewing in here. So the tricky part is to know which one is the front and which is the back. So we're doing the back here, and right where I'm at, I'm going to fold it and then just start sewing. Right there. And then just keep the fold and start a sew. So just like I did the other one, darts are always the hardest to do for Barbie and the top. So go alongside and you will see where you need to go inside. So you need to go inside where I have my finger. And this time we're going to go inside outside and then back effect. See that? And this is for the hip right here. So now for the other one. And I am putting them side by side, as you see here. I am going to get my pattern. This is the outside. This is the inside. So I'm going to get my pattern, do the same thing, and this is a very quick way to get used to doing this, is just folding it and start sewing where the middle part is. So there is my fold, and you can use your other one, not necessarily use the pattern, use what you already sewed. And the reason is because we're not having the pattern here, we're using what we already sewed so it could match with the other piece. So here's a little ruler. You see where it goes inside right there, so we're going to put it right here. And as soon as the darts is ready, we are free to go. We are free to sew more. And there we are, finally, we're getting the hard part done. So now I'm going to give myself some room because I was totally in there. You can get a very good view. And now we're going to connect the front with the back. We're going to put the little turtleneck in there. And you want to match the hem. And if the neck is a little bit long, one longer than the other, we can always adjust that. But you really want to get it going here. So here we go. I am flattening the bottom. And this is stretch knit pink fabric, like a t-shirt knit. And while I'm here, I am going to just sew that in place, because we're going to need this little space. And the other. So we're almost at 30 minutes. Cutting the material does take a very long time, and that does not go in with the time that we have here. So if you find yourself doing this and it's taking you almost close to 3 hours, don't get frustrated. Cutting does take a very long time. Just, I would say, longer than sewing. So here we go. And I'm going to do the same right here. Just sew this to keep it open. And this is going to be very helpful when we're putting the turtleneck or the other piece that connects here in the back. Oops. I need to give myself some. And let me take that excess. This is going to turn out so cute. And I'm going to take that necklace away from Barbie because she's going to have a turtleneck. So now, let's measure this. and see if I need to cut it, if anything. You want to make sure that you have an idea. Uh, Turtlenecks could be tricky because sometimes they may be too short, they may be too long, and I am following the vintage pattern, and let's see where we're at. Look at that. Look at how much extra I have. This is a good 1-inch extra. Yeah, this is a whole inch. So what am I going to do? I'm still going to sew it and cut it. Notice how I gave myself a lot of room there, and I did that because I have a lot of extra space, like we saw there. So I need to. So I'm going to, in order to make room, I'm going to go all the way deep in the neckline, give myself extra space because there's a lot of room here. So I'm folding this inside out, and it would be a good idea to stay stitch this. It'll be a lot easier when we're putting it together, so we don't have to worry about it being straight. So it kind of looks like it's to the inside here, so I'm going to bring the fabric out. And it's always a good habit to mark the middle ground. And there it is. So let's pretend and let's lay this out. Alright, so I'm laying this out. And if I go over here, we need to end up over here because this is going to be a fold. So we need to end up there. So pin this. And I am going to borrow another pin. So we're going to pretend we need to know where this is at. And another thing, it needs to be at the same distance as the other one, so that when we put it together in the back, it is at the same level. Alright, so there is that. And we need to pin this down. So I'm going to take another pin here from the side, and I need to give myself some extra room, so I'm going to start clipping, and then you'll see that the fabric is going to be giving way. So there. So I clipped it, and I am slowly massaging this in, and we are right at the middle. So there. So now that we did all of that, all we need to do is sew. Oops. It's doing that because of the pin. So let's get that out. Let's get any type of folds or kind of creases in there. Minimize that. Okay, so this little fold came apart. Let's do that. So now here's the moment of truth. I'm looking at it from behind to make sure that there's no creases. Over there is a little bit. So let's move these here. And let's look at it. And it looks very nice. So now we're going to be taking all this extra material, get it cleaned up. And now we have a better look here. I was thinking of doing something fancy, but I'm just going to keep it nice and clean for Barbie. Just give her a nice little hem, because this is going to be like a 3/4 of a length sleeve. It's not going to be a full sleeve. We'll see that in the picture again. And do the other one. And we are almost done. We're going to have, this is going to be so cute. Oops, I'm tossing patterns here. So let's take a look. So this is the blouse. And see how it's going inside? It's going to be a nice form-fitting blouse for Barbie. So now it's time to sew the sides together. And I will get the pins back in here. And the last thing will be doing the hem on the bottom. Alright, there we go. So I'm starting on the inside, if you didn't notice. If you're using like knit material, like t-shirt material, or any kind of stretch material, get in the habit to start inside so that your sewing machine does not eat the material. So that's a little hack there. I'm going to clip it here because it says to do it, and it would be a good idea to do that. So I'm going to do it 3 and 1 over here on the side. And now for just cutting the corner here. I'm going to take a sip because we've been doing this for 40 minutes. So this may be close to an hour, and basically that is how long it takes me, or a little bit longer. And when I say that, don't get frustrated if you find yourself doing this and it's taking you 3 hours. I'm letting you know, because that's basically how long it takes from start to finish, from getting your fabric and cutting it and then sewing it. So there we go. So I'm going to do that there. And notice when I'm going to start from the inside and then go back. So that is what you do for stretch knit fabric, slinky fabric, stretchy fabric, performance fabric. So start from the inside and then go out. Did you see how it bubbles up? That's why I put a pin on the beginning and the end. Okay. Now I'm going to clip. You can do one. I'm doing 3. And there's a little bit of a difference there. And now, look at this. Look at all the beautiful darts in here. This is going to be such a beautiful blouse. And notice how I sewed it right here in the back. Let me see, where's the pattern so you can see? Here's the pattern. When we're doing the little thing, we sew it right before we do the hem. So when you do the hem, you're going to have it like so. So when you end, when you do the back part, let me see here, what's a better example? You do it like this, right before. So that's the indicator of where our hem goes. So now I'm folding it, which is about a 1/4 of an inch. Just like a guesstimate. And we are working with the edge. And there we go. See that? Right inside. And then I go back, and then I go and continue sewing. And there's a lot of darts here, so I'm going to be folding them in. Let's see, and because this is a t-shirt material, stretch knit, it gets kind of bulky. And the darts, I keep them away from the front, from the waist side. So I guess I could go ahead and clip it. I'm going to clip this so that it's not too bulky for Barbie. We don't want to bulk her up. She's going to get mad at us if we give her bulky stuff. So there, I minimize the material. And there it is. Because it is knit, it's bulking up. And here. I have a good, I got a firm grip. So I'm going to do one and then the other. And when I mean one and the other, I'm talking about the darts. Okay. And I'm going to fold this out. I'm basically like patting it in place. And the last dart. And keeping form. This is so tiny, this little area. This is a tiny little area that we're working in. And that's why I'm taking my time and my space. There we go, finally. So this is the hem on the outside, and this is all that little commotion and preparation that I was doing right now. So I'm going to clip the edges, any excess fabric. And it does feel heavy. There is a heaviness to the bottom. And that's all this fabric in here. So now I'm going to sew this. Let me see if I could keep this down. I am going to sew this down from the outside just to give it some strength, because what do you think? It stays. It's a good stay. So no, I'm not going to do it. And now I am going to sew it like about 1.5 inches. Let's see how much this is. I am guessing that 1.5 inches right there. So 1.5 inches is just about that right here, or actually right at the tip of one of the darts. And then I'm going to put a faux pearl bead as a button. And when I'm doing the connection, I'm making sure that it is even with the top. And what I mean by even with the top, and I'm not having good lighting, but when I see the video, I see that it is good lighting. So I am looking at this right here. That. And it's giving me the security and the assurance that it's going to turn out good. So there. And we're basically done. I am just clipping any and all excess little threads before I turn it inside out. And there's going to be quite a collection here of excess threads, because they always pop out. They always do seem to pop out. There we go, all of that. So now I'm turning this inside out, and we're going to put this on Barbie. And right after I do this, I am going to dress, well, I'm going to dress her up now, but I'm going to do a short video. I'm going to include it on my Instagram, get those awesome cute stamps and video effects, and bring it to my YouTube. I have not found what type of an app has them, so that's what I'm doing, because I like it. I like those glitter effects. I like those extra stamps. And look how cute this blouse is. It's so adorable. Look at that. Form-fitting. A lot of my clients like Barbie to have form-fitting clothes, so this is going to be really cute. So I am dressing her away from the camera because it's going to be a lot quicker and better for you. And instead of fussing around with just a little room here, it's just better to do it. So there is the pattern for you to use for a very cute form-fitting sweater on Barbie. So this is her in the back. I'm going to stay stitch this there. And here is our back. I'm going to fix that up. But for now, I am going to pin it down so that we can see this on Barbie as it holds. So I'm going to put her here, and let's take a look at what we just created. Look at how cute that is. We have the elastic tight pants, and it is in the Signature Movie pink gingham. We have a very cute little turtleneck, and I am not holding it here on the top, and I'm going to bring the pattern so that you can see it. So we used Pattern Simplicity 4700. We used this top right here. It's form-fitting. And we used item number 3, skinny pants. So don't they look great together? Here she is. Oh, and the sleeves. So she looks very pretty. And here is Barbie from last night's live stream. or yesterday's live stream, and she just lost her little shoes. And let's bring her here. So they're going to look so cute together. There we have it. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, a comment, and a share. Share is helping my channel grow, and that's what I'm working on every moment of the day. And next for Barbie is her little short video and her little debut on the stay stitching. So we are almost at 52 minutes. I did take about a minute to wait for people to come in and join us. So we'll see you in the next video. Next one is going to be this dress with her little bolero, and I'm going to prepare the little bows so that all I need to do is just add it in there. So, and it's going to be on the larger scale gingham, just it's going to be this exact fabric. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.